Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your October 2022 monthly reading. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. So, 9-card spread for the month. Let's see what the energy is for you. I will pull out clarifiers and some oracles along the way. I'm not sure when this is going to go up, so we will include the full moon of Aries that we're having, as well as the new moon in Scorpio. Speaking of which, Scorpio, Tower, and King of Cups here kind of flew out, but you also have the Sun, the Ace of Coins, Queen of Swords, King of Coins, Four of Coins. So issues around stability, good or bad, doesn't matter. I just feel like that may come up throughout the reading. As I was saying, let's see what's in store for you guys. Beginning of the month, you start off with the King of Wands, Seven of Wands, the Judgment card. Halfway through the month, we've got a partnership here with the Justice card, Hanged Man, and the Queen of Wands. So now you've got 3 major arcanas along with a couple here. So King and Queen of Wands. Towards the end of the month, we've got the Page of Cups, 9 of Wands, and let's see what flipped over here. I know I saw a card flip. No, okay. Maybe I was wrong. I thought I saw it flip. Yep, it did. I was right. 10 of Cups. So I definitely felt like with those cards that kind of peek through is like, it's been a bit of a challenge to try to maintain a happy home environment with children, extended family. I feel like there's others. Best way I can say is others, right? So this could be in the form of, exes, baby mamas, baby daddies, still kind of, and this is how I'm seeing it, okay? So it could be you and a partner, and, if you have children together, or blended families, bringing in your own children. But I also feel like there's almost like this circle of people hovering over you, be it families, in-laws, friends, exes, baby mamas, baby daddies, or things that are just taking up too much of time, energy, effort, and almost obstructing or pulling away from much needed focus within a partnership or relationship, right? Whether you feel like you're being a bit neglected in a relationship, partnership, or maybe you have children who feel that they're being neglected. I just had a little bit of that energy in the Capricorn read. So if you have Capricorn in your chart, check that out. However, I do get this energy of you. The end goal is the same regardless. To have like your happily ever after, to feel that sense of love, of security, of trust and faith within a partnership, loyalty, knowing that after everything, and this is how I heard it, after everything you've been through, you want to secure your place in the world with the right partner for you, is how I'm hearing it. And it's not just for you. If you have children, you're also cognizant and mindful of whether or not this person is a good person to have around your children, whether or not they are a good role model. Are they a good person? Do they have similar family values as you? Because there could be this energy of clashing, not agreeing with how you do things with your children, you not agreeing with how they do things or say things to their children, or just children in general, right? Maybe they have a way of not looking at children from a parental point of view. So, with that energy of softness and nurture, and maybe they have, like, I just heard disdain, like, it's like, oh, I hate kids, but what are you going to do? Right. And it's like, is that someone that you want to co-parent with? Is that someone that you want to have around your children, your family? I do feel like it's almost as though some of you, maybe not all of you, but I feel like a couple of you may be struggling with being happy in a partnership and being happy with your children. And it doesn't feel like there is a closeness here. I feel like you feel close to your partner, but your children may not feel close or want to bond with your partner if you have children or a child. I also get the energy of you're almost trying to make it work. How can I continue this relationship and this bond with this person? I definitely feel like they're the one for me. We share similar goals and values in other areas, but maybe they don't understand because they don't have children, or maybe they're not close to their children. Maybe their upbringing sucked, right? So they don't understand where you're coming from, or everything that you do for your children or your family, or just family in general. And if you don't have family, and you know, maybe some of you just spoil your nieces and nephews, or maybe little cousins, or maybe your children are grown and you've got grandchildren, right? I do feel like some of you are just like kind of, and I heard it like they almost tease you, like you go crazy over these damn kids, you know. But for some of you, it may have a bit of a tinge of jealous over the attention you give children. And look at that. You may be with the King of Wands, but they very much can come off as this Page of Wands energy, right? A little bit of immaturity. They will almost act out or drop not so subtle hints at how they feel when you're, and I just heard for some of you, it's a fur baby. Maybe you're like fawning over a new pet, or just your pet in general, and your partner is feeling neglected. That can happen, okay? It's like, oh, you do all this for your pet or your whoever, fill in the blank. Well, what about me and my chopped liver type energy, you know? So I do get that feeling that there's a little bit of emotional insecurity within this connection. So I do get this energy of, listen, I'm not going to change my standpoint, my point of view when it comes to, you know, XYZ, whatever the conflict may be here in this partnership. However, if you really want to make this work and do the right thing, understand that, you know, I'm a parent first, I'm a this first, or understand that I also have needs, or understand whatever you feel within your position. You know, and I feel like you're even immovable about it, right? Because you've got, and I don't blame you. I don't say that in a negative thing, like in a negative tone, right? Like it's not something negative here when I say you're immovable about something, because obviously if you are a parent, you're almost in this energy, well, I'm a parent first. You've got to understand that you don't replace you're not at the top of my priority list if I'm a parent, if I'm still responsible for young children or grandchildren or whatever, right? It's like I'm a parent first. So if you are having a hard time because my child needs me, because my children or my whoever need me, then we're going to have a problem here, not just now, but in the foreseeable future, you know? So there's this energy of really trying to stand your ground with, hello, if you had children, you would understand, or if you cared about your children the way I care about mine, you would understand. You wouldn't be feeling like it's a competition, right? And I do get this feeling of there's this almost like this emotional sadness and disappointment, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, no, any person that comes into my life that thinks I'm going to put them above my children, they're full of shit. They're crazy, right? So I do feel, I mean, we've got the Seven of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Nine of Wands. It's like, what more can I do to get this person to understand that my relationship with my children does not compete with the emotional relationship that I have with a person, right? So it's a little bit of, and I try to peek to see what was next. As I was saying, that it's the Ten of Wands. So 10 of Wands with the 10 of Cups is that there could be some stressful emotional energies around here Another 10 of Swords. Wow. So listen, Chariot card underneath that with the King of Swords. So could be a lot of arguments about the situation. 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. It's like you want emotional fulfillment. You want happiness. You want your happily ever after. You want to be a part of this, you know, person's life. You want them to be a part of your life. And I feel like you even try to get this person to bond with your children, or your children to bond with them. And you're trying to find, you know, things that they may have in common. But at the end of the day, I do feel like it's been wearing you down emotionally, right? You really, I do feel like your ultimate goal is for your emotional happiness and stability and happily ever after. But I mean, look at that dog looking at this poor man taking a break from carrying all those wands, right? It's like he's had a long, tough road, because I mean, we have the 9 of Wands here. Seriously, like he's had a long, hard road. The struggle is real. He's trying to recover, staying within his own strength and resiliency to keep moving. And, you know, dogs are loyalty. Dogs are, you know, metaphorically that person that can be loyal to you. And I feel as though you're more loyal than that person, because they're just kind of staring at you rather than being right next to you. So if you're walking away with all these burdens, it just feels as though, and I heard it this way, you've almost set up a boundary to a point where they feel like they need to walk away, and you're just like, you're walking away expecting me to not be loyal to my children, to my family, when, you know, you only want me to be loyal to you. 10 of Swords. So it feels like you want me to go against my family, my, you know, my partnership, my children, or whatever it may be, fill in the blank. And it does feel, you know, heavy energy, very, very much feeling as though you're being forced to choose between your family, your children, or something specific that you love, and your partnership. In the other readings, I was pulling the Moonology and the Queen of the Moon Oracle first, but I'm going to pull the Energy Oracle first, is what I'm feeling called to do. I do get this energy of your loyalty being tested in this relationship, right? And also whether or not you are making the right decisions when it comes to your relationship. And wow, I feel like it's very divided here. I feel like some of you are like, no, my kids come first. And others of you are like, my kids are grown. They don't need me. I'm going to go with this partner. But your kids still love you, you know. And I'm not saying the kids are always right, but there maybe needs to be a conversation and boundaries with the children, or teenagers, or grown adult children, right? To have them understand. I do get this sense of competition and, you know, competition and jealousy. So financial constraints, door to personal healing and happiness, and woman holding a coin. That is very much earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I do read her as Virgo in this deck. However, like I mentioned, there are similarities here between children and partnership that came up in the Capricorn reading. So if you have Capricorn in your chart, or you're dealing with a Capricorn, or maybe just their message in that reading resonates with you and you don't really know what's in your chart, check out the Capricorn reading. Financial constraints, door to personal healing and happiness, and woman holding a coin. And at the bottom is happy family. Again, very similar message to Capricorn. Happy family, you know, in the regular deck, the 10 of Cups also has a rainbow, but you've got it here, and you have it in the happy family card. So you really are like on that point in your life where you're just like, I'm gonna do me. I've been through it. I've been there, done that, and I'm worthy and deserving of all the love, emotional security, patience within myself, and a partnership. I'm deserving of it. and I'm open to receiving it. And everybody's just going to have to deal with it. I just heard for some of you, you have like been a people pleaser and overgiven so much of yourself that like when you start giving, you know, to yourself and doing what you want, doing what Pisces wants, you know, fulfilling their goals, their dreams, people have a problem with it because that means less of you is available to them if they've been taking advantage of you. Now, if you've got little ones and you're no longer pouring in that emotional fulfillment or love or care to the children, then that can be a long-term problem down the road. However, I do feel like things will be changing. I do get this feeling that, like I did with Capricorn just a little while ago, is to pull for the conclusion of this month and moving into November. We'll do that in just a minute. So door to personal healing and happiness, woman holding a coin. I do get this feeling as well that, you know, if you suffered from financial constraints or you have been worried about that in the background, and maybe you haven't gone to anybody about trying to get this resolved. Some of you may have legal issues, debts, collections, going to court. Maybe there's divorce, alimony, financial situations, issues that are heading into a court of law, basically, right? Some of you have been very stressed out about things like that. And if you are with someone who has been helping you out financially, you're almost as though, how can I turn my back on this person when they've provided, when they've helped me out? If it wasn't for them, I would be in this energy full time, all the time, right? And so you feel, again, I'm hearing it, you feel torn and you feel like it's almost as though you have to choose between, you know, partner, children, family, whatever you feel that's been divided. It just feels like a tug of war type energy here. Everybody's trying to call for you, and it's just emotionally exhausting for you at times, and others it could be physically exhausting. This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot deck. It is a new deck, so some of these cards tend to stick. But let's see what we have for you closing out the month here. The Emperor, 2 4s, by the way. The Emperor, the 4 of Candles, which is the 4 of Wands here, the 8 of Candles, which is the 8 of Wands, and the Ace of Lightning, Ace of Swords. This one also wanted to come through. King of Lightning. You could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. You could have that in your chart. You could be dealing with an emperor or someone who is in emperor status, right? Someone who's got their shit together, who's a CEO, big boss, has the money, can like lend it out, make it rain, is very smart and very good about their money and business and financial decisions moving forward. That could be this King of Wands energy that you maybe have been involved with or been with, whatever it may be for you. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is very strong wand energy here. Now, closing out the end of this chapter, the end of this month, again, the Emperor, the 4 of Wands, which is, you know, your happy family life, happy situational life, union, happy family all together, right? But you also have the 8 of Candles, 8 of Wands, and the Ace of Lightning. I do feel like some of you are communicating to someone, setting those boundaries, saying, listen, I've moved on. This is what I'm doing. These are my goals. This is my partner. You've got to accept them. That could be a boundary you're setting with your children. Listen, just because I'm welcoming this person into my life doesn't mean that you don't have a place in my life as well. I'm still going to be your mom. I'm still going to be your dad, or, you know, like they are not here to replace your part in my life, you know, and I feel like sometimes, you know, people need to hear that. So moving forward into the month of November, 5 of Pumpkins, which is 5 of Pentacles, let's see, 10 of Wands, 10 of Candles, which it's coming up here twice now. Queen of Candles, that is Queen of Fire, Queen of Wands. And 3 of Candles, 3 of Wands. Okay, so like I said, a lot of fiery energy here. Could have been with the full moon manifestations or release work you may have done with the full moon in Aries, or you will be doing. And it says here, Five of Pumpkins is really about, you know, is your harvest being depleted? Are you suffering emotionally, financially, feeling as though it's kind of like this imbalance that maybe you're feeling that you've been struggling to hold on to financially? Because they're the financial constraint cards, and the Five of Pumpkins, Five of Pentacles really says, you know, I know that help is out there, but maybe your pride is standing in the way of asking for further assistance, maybe even giving further detail to those that do want to help you or that can help you. Ten of Candles is the Ten of Wands. So financial constraints really bear heavy on you. It does take a toll on your family situation, on your relationships, friendships, whatever it may be, even just day to day. But you will, you know, you will pick yourself back up, and everything looks like it will work out. There is this need for very strong communication. Look at that. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. And oh my God. Okay, so like I said, if you're dealing with a Capricorn, or, you know, maybe just check out the Capricorn reading if you don't have that in your chart. Definitely feeling like there's similar message. And this card, I don't think I've ever had it come out in any of the readings I've done. And it came out in Capricorn's reading. And yes, I did shuffle. But I mean, look at these two cards. Basically a sense of reassurance. We are in Libra season right now. So full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast, right? So remember, we've got the Justice card over here. So those Libra scales are definitely helping you to stay focused and feeling balanced and grounded. You are very close to achieving your goal. Maybe that's, you know, getting everyone to get along in your family. Maybe that's financial stability. Maybe that's having a partner that you can count on and depend on, so that you are not worried about being on the verge of financial constraints or financial ruin, is how I heard it. And so here's the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I'm telling you, and I just shuffled right now, but I shuffled the decks and cleared the decks before I move on to the next reading. That same card in that position came out for Capricorn. And extremes. Speaking of hot energy, speaking of heat, and I know I said it in the Capricorn reading, but if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen, okay? Now, the hot moon here, we did have full moon in Aries. Aries being very hot, right? So very hot, fiery energy, knows how to work with the highs and lows of their emotions, in power, in passion, and even within anger. It's like chaos magic, right? It's like they know how to harness that energy. And maybe you have discovered that you can too, or maybe you are trying to rise above it. But I do feel like with the card of extremes and the power, you really, once you harness your power, you take back control of what you have felt has just kind of gone haywire. And maybe you haven't been used to that, because you've always been able to manage. You've always been able to handle things one way or another. We make things work out. The extremes is really saying sometimes you may go from being even keeled to like being hot, you know, full-blooded anger and disruptive and chaotic energy at times. The blood moon here is what I'm hearing. So if you did some sort of manifestational work during I forgot to pull these, during the I already did other readings and I forgot to pull from the magical spell cards. If you did any type of work, I heard root work. So some of you are definitely working your magic with root work, hoodoo. So some of you are either dabbling or looking into it or have been curious about it. Whatever full moon work that you may have done, yeah, I'm hearing root work very, very strongly. So whatever root work you may have done, and I just said it. I guess Spirit was going to make sure I said it either way. It's about manifesting. It feels as though if you just started your magical journey here, the outcome has been a bit chaotic, is how I'm hearing it. You're just like, it almost like to the point that if you're a newbie, it scared you a little bit because things started shifting and changing to the extremes, but things will get to a point of peace and calm. And I just heard renewal. Okay, so magical spell cards, look at that. This is also another deck. Well, I've had it for a while, but I'm just calling all these decks new because they're new to the channel. But you have the card of peace and energy. So Bridget, goddess in your sacred name, a light within me, peace's flame. So some of you are definitely feeling like you need to find a way to create a sense of calm, peace, tranquility, harmony within your family, your relationships, your situation, whatever it may be. I do feel like that was your main goal and things just kind of took a tumble, or things feel like they're going, I just heard the word ass backwards. Maybe that's a word you use or someone around you, but it's like, this is not what I was going for, universe. What gives, right? Sometimes we need to clear out the mess before we can bring in some peace and harmony. And so the energy within you, a light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. So I do feel like some of you have been manipulating some sort of energy around you within your household or your relationship. Remember, we all have free will. So if you go from one extreme to another in your relationship, it's because, you trying to dominate a partner or dominate a situation here can really backfire on you. Some of you have been definitely doing candle magic. So maybe start off with the healing, some healing work, that can help smooth things over to try to better understand what kind of work you need to do moving forward. Because I do feel like, when you try to go for one thing and really not looking at all the moving parts, you can end up with a bit of a chaotic energy, okay? So definitely harness your energy, harness that power. Full moon definitely works for you in your favor. So if you did not get a chance to do or have not had a chance to do anything with this full moon in Aries, then, check out other ways to work with the moon energies throughout the month. We do have the new moon in Scorpio, I believe. Yeah, Scorpio, towards the end of the month. You know what? I have this need. Spirit is speaking strongly to me here. Okay. So I'm going to pull one for magical spell card for the new moon in Scorpio at the end of this month, and how it can help you, and in what area can this help you. Now, if you're not interested in doing any type of, manifestational work or magic or anything like that, it's quite all right. Don't take offense to it. But there are other ways to have your wishes fulfilled with manifestations, scripting, affirmations, things of that nature. Now, the new moon in Scorpio, cannot make this up. What can you manifest? What can you work on with this new moon energy towards the end of October? And the card of love comes out. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. So if you were trying to work some sort of magic within a relationship, partnership, wanting to feel love all around, and it's caused a bit of tension or competition, you may be asking for the wrong thing or in the wrong way. Do some research on how to work with Aphrodite if you feel called to. If you need some sort of assistance when it comes to love work, love magic, whatever it may be, I would say definitely do your research, clear yourself, clear your energy, and make sure you are asking for the right thing. That is one area that I do not get involved with, is love workings, right? I feel that everyone should have a say in who they choose to be with and who they choose to love. And when you try to force someone, and it's okay if you disagree, when you try to force an outcome in a relationship because you want to force them to never leave you, you want to force them to only love you and have eyes for you, then you're really trying to strip this person's free will away from them, and not, and you know, and it's almost as though that energy of have eyes for me and only me, but what if that's all they do have, but they have emotions for someone else? Do you really want someone who cannot stand to leave you, but also cannot stand you? So just be careful when doing that type of work. Make sure that you are asking for the right thing. Again, I do respect other people's wishes. I do respect other people's feelings, emotions, wishes, whatever it may be. So just keep that in mind when doing that type of work, okay? So that is your reading, Pisces. Make sure you give this a thumbs up, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Double tap that bell to get notified of all the new readings. I will be going live on a weekly basis. So far, I will be looking on my calendar. I will be setting everything up this week. Oh, it's 111 on my clock, so definitely be a part of the live readings. I want to say it's going to be Tuesday live reading, and I will post that up, probably a short and in the community tab. I'm also going to be working on my calendar, and I will only be opening a handful of days for appointment readings. Okay, so let me know down below how this resonates with you. Have a great rest of your month. I cannot wait to see what is next and in store for you. Join me in my live readings every week, and I will see you guys then. Take care. Bye.